Yeah, hi everyone. Just thought I'd put a quick video together of these CDJ-350s. Recently I found that the actual jog wheel, it actually had like clicks in it, and you had to like force it past the click to get it going again. This was the worst one, which I did last night. I managed to find a tutorial in German on some, I think it was a Pioneer CDJ website or something, but I had to translate it. But I looked online, I couldn't see any YouTube tutorial for this. Apologies if there is already one, I couldn't find one. So I just thought if anyone's like me and kind of likes to just jump on YouTube and see how it's done, I'd do the second one, because although it's not as bad as the first one I did last night, it's still making noise. If I be quiet here, I'll do the first one, and the second one, you can hear it's sort of a bit more scratchy, so to speak. So I'm going to include some photos as well, just to make everything sort of crystal clear, and yeah, I hope this helps somebody somewhere. Okay, here we go. Righty ho. The first thing you want to do is flip it over. So there's 4 screws, and like I say, I will be putting photos up as well. 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 at the edges, and basically you need to undo those first. And the other 2 at the top there. It's kind of difficult with the camera in the way trying to do this, but I shall persevere. Get rid of that one. Okay, once you've done those 4, there's also 2 here and here. Those need to be undone. Now the 2 screws that just came out the top, they're slightly smaller, smaller in length, so just obviously batch those somewhere else so you don't get them mixed up. And then with that, you find that basically it will come apart. Oh, just like so. Okay, so once they're like this, basically this is the part you're going to be concentrating on, this half. They're joined with a ribbon cable, obviously just be a bit aware of that when you're sort of moving it around. There's 2 tiny sort of little connectors here, which I'm going to take off. And yeah, they kind of release pretty easily, to be honest. You just give them a small tug and they will come out. They're both different sizes, so don't worry about sort of labelling which is which, because it's pretty obvious. There's a couple of little sort of hooky things which the wires go in. Just going to unhooky those. And yeah, I can pull that one out of the way. Let's give it a gentle tug and away it comes. So yeah, with the connectors out the way, there's basically 4 other screws, the black ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, that you'll need to remove. So again, these screws, I think they're the same size as the first 4 you took out, but again, I'm putting them somewhere different so I know exactly which ones go back in which holes. So, with those out the way, basically this whole piece comes out. So, on to the next bit. Okay, there's 3 small silver screws, which I'm just going to go ahead and undo those. 1, 2, whoopsie, 3. There you go, I'll fish the screw out in a sec. And with that, just obviously carefully move that out of the way. I forgot to undo this little thing, and just move it to one side. Just gonna get these screws out a second. Now, I knew I should have used the magnetic screwdriver. Silly me. Hang on one sec. There we go. That's that out of the way. Okay, just be a bit aware that there's a piece underneath this which needs to come up also. There's a little spring in there as well, so make sure you don't lose that. Just pop that to one side. Okay, so with that out the way, there's a little sort of a clip here which has got a tiny gap which you'll need to find, and I just slot my screwdriver underneath and gently, as gently as you can with this fiddly little thing, there you go, pop that out the way, and obviously don't lose that, it's pretty small. So with that gone, basically you will find that the two part. And if I flip this around, there we go, you can see basically these sort of white things, these 6 white things, I don't know what they're made of to be honest, but at some point they were obviously lubricated, and what happens is the lubrication kind of obviously dries out over time, and it ends up sort of getting dusty stuff everywhere, and that's basically what's causing the noise, because the friction of the jog wheel here is obviously, you know, it's not lubricated basically. So what I'm going to do is I'll just clean that off. I'm not using any solvents or anything, to be honest. On the one I did last night, I just found that just cleaning it with a clean cloth got rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that now. So there we go, those are all clean. What I'm going to do is also just clean the rim of the actual jog wheel, because obviously there's going to be white debris and stuff over that. There we go, that's both clean. This one's not actually that clean. There you go, that's got it. There you go, those are now both clean. Okay, so the next bit is you're going to obviously need to put a bit more oil sort of lubricant on it. The German website that I found, the guy who did it used motor or like engine oil. I shan't be doing that. I value them a bit more than that. So I came up with a conclusion that basically this little gem, which is basically the lubricant you get with hair clippers. Now, I don't know, this could be even worse for these. I don't know, it just made sense to me that the oil's quite fine and not sort of like a gluggy engine oil, so I went ahead and used this. I don't know, if someone thinks of anything better, they might want to comment. And all you do, put just a little drop on each of these little white things. Whoop. Got the shapes there. Okay, so just put a bit of oil on there. The person, again, for the tutorial, I found it on the German site, he suggested just leaving it for about a minute, let it soak in, and then reapply. And also he said with the little groove running right around the edge, when you've got these apart, you'll see there's a little groove. He also said to sort of put oil in there as well. Not sure what that would do. Maybe it sort of acts as a bit of a reservoir for when the oil on the pads dries up. I went ahead and did it anyway, so I'm going to put another little drop on each. Oh, hang on. Trying to be careful, and video is not clever. There you go. Just a few little drops in the little groove. That might prolong it, who knows. So that's pretty much it, to be honest. That's pretty much done. Also worth noting as well, I wasn't sure if it was a thing to do or not, but I went ahead and just put a tiny little bit of the oil on the spindle there as well. Not much, I just literally coated my finger and sort of rubbed my fingers together and just literally just oiled it a little bit. I didn't want reams on there. just in case it's not meant to go there. So yeah, I'm going to pop this back on. You'll need to just twist it to get it to engage on the gears again, and then basically it's just the reverse really. So the little clip, don't know if you can see that, the little clip there, that just literally, that goes on so easy, it just pushes on like so. Yeah, that's done. And then just basically reassemble. So I'll do the reverse now. You got the little sort of black thingy with the springy, so that just sits in there. There we go, and this bit goes on next. Far easier when you've not got the camera in the way. Hang on. There we go. Just make sure you got your spring seated right. There's a little sort of dimple that the spring sits on, so just make sure that's in place. And yeah, basically I'll kind of fast forward this because it's just literally the reverse of what you saw earlier. So there we go, 3 silver screws go in. There we go, just whiz that back in there. Again, this is far easier when the camera's not in the way. Hang on. There we go. Put your 4 screws back in. Right, so I'm going to connect these. Oh, don't forget to feed the wires back through the guides. 3 of them's 1, 2, and the third one just kind of goes underneath like so. These white things now are a little bit fiddly to get back in. Not impossible, just might take you a couple of goes. They're just sort of in that. Oh, first go. Oh, easy. Why couldn't that happen last night? The other one, I struggled like mad to get those back in. Absolutely typical. Right, so with that in, I can flick this over. Obviously be careful not to get the ribbon cable trapped. And yeah, I'm going to put these 2 screws in the top. So there you go, 2 screws go back in the top. Excuse the hand in the way. No wonder I don't do many of these tutorial videos. I'm absolutely shockingly bad at it. Like I say, hopefully someone can use it. There we go, and flip it over. 4 screws go back in the bottom, obviously. I'm sure everyone's well aware of that. Ooh, flip it around, make it a bit easier. So there we have it. I'll flip it around again, and yeah, that's much smoother, much better. Yeah, the noise is gone. Happy days. Give it a dust off. I hope this has helped somebody somewhere. Like I say, when I was looking for info, I couldn't find any. Not on YouTube anyway. And like I say, like to visualise things before I attempt them, but in this case I had to kind of go ahead with it. But anyway, there you go. Hopefully yeah, it helps somebody somewhere. Okay, all the best. Cheers.